And Sean back with my buddy Chiko. So we were talking in the last segment. I want to geek out and talk gear for a couple minutes. So what do you? So when you're out with Biff, what are you using live?
What I am using live, well,
so I'm a Pearl player. Okay, so you guys would probably use backline in some
we use backline everywhere. And so I can tell you what I have in my tech writer. I was like, can you please get me a Pearl kit?
Okay.
I would like a Maple Reserve or Decade Maple and 24 or a 26-inch kick. That's okay too.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. And, Sabian cymbals. And, and that's... don't tell my Pearl rep over here, but I'm still using my DW 5000 pedals.
Well, I won't, but I got to show you something that I just picked up.
Oh, look at you go. Wow.
So I'm a Mapex guy, but this was in our local store.
Yep.
And it was really funny because the price tag on it was about $400 less than what I knew it should have been. So I scooped it up right away.
Boom.
75th anniversary President Series. It's even got the certificate of authenticity.
Amazing.
So yeah. So 26. I mean, that's a big old John Bonham hog style of a kick drum.
Absolutely love. And I don't own a 26. So I like 24s. 22s are just fine. I play 22s forever. I like a 24 because I'm a big guy, and so I don't like when I see pictures back of me and I can see like my kneecap and shit sticking out the top of the kick drum. So I want something to fill up a little space, and the weird thing about it is I was in the NAMM show, I think it was 2019, just before the plague hit, and I signed an endorsement deal with Pearl, and the Pearl rep was super cool guy, and we chatted, we had a couple of drinks, and we, signed me up, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to order a kit. Boom, world stopped. So I still haven't even ordered my kit yet.
Oh, wow.
So I've been backlining all the way across Canada 4 times.
Well, and I tell you, I was told, because I'm a Mapex guy, and I was told by the Mapex rep that there's a shortage of chrome right now. So they're going to have to look at something else for the hoops and everything. So
really?
Yeah.
Well, good. Then they won't. Hopefully, it happens to me, because then they won't complain if I say, "I want everything powder coated like lime green or something."
Fair enough. So, in terms of toms, using a standard 14 snare and like across the play, like what are your drum sizes?
24 kick, usually a 12-inch tom. I like a 16 and an 18 floor, but I play them inverted. So my 18 first and my 16 after.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I like the way it sounds, on a fill or when you're doing like a triplet or something. I like the way the sound, the difference, but also I like the big beef right beside me, so I'm not reaching back for it.
Yeah.
And on backline, I usually order a couple snares. I'm a steel shell. I grew up with like Stuart Copeland. I always wanted that cracky ring and Alex Van Halen with that kind of pingy sort of sound, but always had steel shell snares. One of my favorites that I got on backline once was the Yamaha Mike Borden signature snare. Wow. And I think it was like black over brass or something, hammered halfway up, and it was absolutely amazing. So now when I order, I think I'm going to go for the brass and see.
Nice. Well, and let's talk about influences for a second, because I saw some of your live clips, and I mean, and you get a whole feng shui thing of your style and your who you are. But in terms of your influences, you mentioned Stuart Copeland and Alex Van Halen. Who might have some of those been?
Alex, Peter Criss was my very first, because I was just a Kiss fan, and that was my very first concert, Kiss Dynasty,
nice.
Way back in the day. So Peter Criss was always my fave. Kiss was always my fave. I think until I discovered Van Halen, and I realized, hang on, I like Kiss for the show, but Van Halen, holy crap, could these guys play? Yeah. So it was always Alex. It was Tommy Aldridge. It was Tommy Lee. Stuart Copeland. I love Frankie Benelli. I just like big power rock and roll guys who put on a bit of a show, and it were just good, solid, and they played the song and double kicked.
Absolutely. And it's funny because I for the longest time I was stuck on 30, I think, sorry, 39, it's a hair metal, Sirius XM.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, nice work.
Couldn't get off until I accidentally hit yacht rock. So I'm kind of, but you know, and it's cool because there's some great drummers from back in that era. Like, you know,
it's insane.
I don't need to hear Summer Breeze 5 times a day, but other than that, it's, you know what I'm saying?
It's funny that yacht rock, it's like, I love Hall & Oates. I've realized how much I love them. And between listening to that and I was listening to it a couple of days ago, and it was like Leo Sayer or something, you know? I was just like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm always on 80s. Rat, Motley, Dawkins, Loudness, except Scorpions. That's my jam.
We're going deep cuts here, brother.
Oh, dude, yeah.
well, let me ask you, did you hear anything off the new Scorps album yet?
Just the Peacemaker, I think it is.
Yeah.
Just the first one. Yeah. I dug it. I loved it. I love Mickey D's drumming though too.
Oh my God, that guy is he's unreal. I heard 3 tracks. I think was it Let Me Rock? I can't remember the title, but it really seems like they're flipping back to that almost Love Drive kind of vibe.
Yeah. I love the sound of it. As soon as I heard the first single, I was like, okay, I like this. Yeah, I like it a lot. That's where I'm at. That's kind of my favorite. I've seen all those bands like so many times. Scorps, Maiden, Saxon, you know, that was kind of my thing too.
Okay, well then here's one that drummers out here in Halifax. Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Clive Burr, Nico McBrain. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. I think probably Clive, because Number of the Beast probably changed my life first time I heard it. Nico, his fills, just the way. I'm gonna have to go Clive, even though I've met Nico and I really like him. You know, I'm probably gonna go Clive.
He had, Number of the Beast was, you're right, insane. Run to the Hills. I remember when I finally conquered that. You were like a god in your high school. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you mentioned,
but nothing beats the beginning of what's that?
Where Eagles Dare.
Where Eagles Dare. First time I heard that too, I was like, okay, I like this new guy.
Yeah. Well, the whole song. That's one kick drum. Are you kidding me? It's
insane.
Yeah, he's great. How often do you get to practice?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm not really one of those drummer guys that really loves drums so much that I'll go and practice drums. If someone showed up every day and said, hey, you want to jam? I'll jam every day. But, you know, I'm horrible at rudiments. I'm horrible at practicing because it doesn't do anything for me like the drums themselves, but drums in conjunction with something else excites me.
So you're a song guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I played in the R&B bands. I played in funk bands. I played in a Metallica tribute band. I played just everything because I love playing songs. I really do.
Yeah, I grew up listening to Peter Criss. You grew up listening to Peter Criss, 100,000 years and all that stuff. And really cool. But I've never been one to kind of go, look at me. Like I like to support a song, and I get more of a vibe and more fun from just playing along with the band.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like even sometimes, a lot of times on the last, not the last Biff tour, but the one before, Biff was like, I'm going to introduce you. I want you to do a bit of a solo in here, and I'm just like, I'm not really a solo guy either. It's, so, you lay in some double kicks and you do some stuff and, spin a couple sticks, but I just know so many great drummers, kind of like Dream Theater sort of guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys do solos, and I watch guys like that. I go, oh my God, that guy's amazing. And I can't last very long at him because I'm like, hey, anyone want a drink? I'm going to grab a drink because I appreciate what they do. Don't get me wrong. They're amazing, but it's just really not my thing. I just want to hear another good song instead of that. Really.
And I always find I play in a band with one singer who every time he calls for some sort of drum solo, it's always like a ballad type tempo. It's like, what am I going to do with this? Are you kidding me? Thank you yet again.
That's right. The Rhythm of Love drum solo.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Channel your innermost Bunny Carlos.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's funny. So you mentioned Vinnie Paul a couple times too. Fantastic drummer. One of my absolute favorites. Just had that metal Texas kind of ZZ Top heavy swagger to him. What's your connection or your affiliation to him?
In Stars Unhinged, our bass player, Frankie, was one of Vinny's really good friends in Vegas. So they hung every day. And I got to meet Vin through Frankie. We hung out in Vegas a few times. And one year my wife went down to Vegas because I was in NAM. And I was like, hey, let's go meet in Vegas. And Vinny took us out for dinner and to go see Carrot Top and stuff. When Hell Yeah came to Vancouver, I took Vinny out to some little pub bar thing across from a bar called the Roxy.
Oh, yeah.
And we went out, had some dinners and chilled out. Just a really great guy. And I used to just pick his brain. And one night we actually sat at this little pub. It's kind of a little pub restaurant. And I still remember walking in, and I think Chad, also the singer from Hell Yeah, was there. And we all walked into this little place and we went and sat up around the bar. The bartender comes up and goes, hey, what can I get you? And I think Vin, I can't quite remember, but I think he's like, yeah, give me 2 shots of Ketel One. Give me something and peppermint schnapps, like 7 shots. And then looked up and goes, Chiko, what do you want? Greatest thing ever. And I used to pick his brain. I remember sitting there and getting all hammered up and going, hey, man, what do you think of this guy? What do you think of that guy? And we're both old school. And so Vinny's like, some of these new kids, man, they're really fast and, triplets, and they're doing paradiddles on their feet while they're playing 2 Chinas. They're doing all this kind of stuff. And we're not like that. And he goes, yeah, but we are beat up after a show because we still play full legs, full knees, full arms, full legs. We're not going like blast beats. I can't do a blast beat. I play like this. I don't I'm not that guy, right? So
and I mean, I challenge anybody to try to do what Vinnie Paul did. I mean, it wasn't an easy gig for sure.
Just he changed a lot of stuff for drums. I remember when Vulgar Display came out. And I was like, holy crap, this is unbelievable. And his sounds, like his ride sound and his kick sounds. And it was just so nice to be able to just talk to somebody like him all the time and see how he records and what he's using. And I was like, Vin, what sizes you got on your kicks? He goes, yeah, man, this square. You use square size. He goes, that's where the power comes from, 14, 15, 15, 16, 18. They're just all just unbelievable. After Vinny passed, my buddy Frankie, who was taking care of all Vin's stuff, they sent me Vin's stick bag. So I have his posters, laminate, and his stick bag, and some of Vinny's sticks in there. It's actually really cool.
That is very good. And incidentally, that you're talking about the drinking story, I think that's referred to as Pantera Combo number 2, is it not?
Yeah, it should be. It is now.
Yeah. So you mentioned you're going back out next week.
Yeah.
How long is that run going to be?
It's actually only 3 shows.
Okay.
So we're playing, I guess the band flies in next week, and then we go out to Kelowna. It's about 4 hours away from here. And we're playing a theater there. And that show's now an acoustic show.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to, take some wood wax and, go play a tiny little kit. I'm taking a 16-inch kick, a snare, and a 14-inch floor. And just a ride.
That'll be fun.
Wood wax. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that. And then the next night we're playing the big rock show at the Rickshaw in Vancouver. And then the night after that, we're in Vancouver Island doing another acoustic show.
So you're going to be busy. And then obviously, so your other project, is that going to get out and do some gigs hopefully in the next little bit?
Yeah, we're looking to get out and even just to get together and just start rehearsing and playing all these songs, because it's taken a while to just record, because we're like, well, we might as well just keep writing new stuff. We don't have anything else to do. We're actually going to release another 4th single on February 25th. Which is a cover tune, but it'll be fun because, and then the album will come out. I think it's going to come out at the beginning of June and hope to get out. And then halfway through June, I'll probably get... In the old days, Biff dates, I'd get them about 6 months ahead. Here's your, 30-something dates for the end of the year. And I knew exactly when. With this pandemic, you never know. Like last week, I just got a call from Biffy and she goes, hey, guess what? We're playing Burlington. And I was like, really? She was like, yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, who are you? Oh, I don't know. It's us. It's Finger 11. There's the Conline Crush, Skid Row. I was like, cool.
That's very well. We just had some restrictions lifted today, and the restrictions came out, I think 3:10, they made the announcement. At 3:11, I posted a show that we're doing the 26th of February. It sold 45 tickets in about 10 minutes. So that was kind of cool.
Good for you, man. Jump on it.
I'm not a corporate sellout. However, and there's another thing that you said that I really like, because you were talking about, playing for the song and being that drummer and, maybe not necessarily worrying about impressing the masses. And the first show that I did with the band that you referenced, a friend of mine came up and said, there's like 9 drummers in the audience. What do you think about that? And I'm like, I get their $10. If they don't like it, they can leave at any time.
That's right.
So I guess what I'm saying is,
guess where I'm sitting.
Exactly. And I really like that you're saying that, because so many, I guess, young guys that you see now are really worried about the flash and the sizzle and not holding down the groove and keeping it together. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I do so many background vocals in the Biff band too. That's really where I'm at. Like, I love playing the songs, and I'll put in fills. I'll sometimes do like a double kick fill in the middle, like tango shoes or something, like what are you doing? Yeah. But then I even laugh at myself. Like, I can't believe I just did that. Was that ever stupid? I look over and someone's going, like he's like something, but I'm just so concerned in the background vocals, because I want to be a better singer. And so I'm more concerned that I can hear myself and her, so I'm not yodeling, or in a monitor. I want to make sure that just everything about the song, really.
Well, and I mean, what, kudos to that, because it is tough to be a drummer and sing backups. I mean, you're doing 4 things at once, and you got to throw a 5th thing or possibly 6th thing in there.
That's right.
Is there anything that you do that's special in terms of technique or whatnot to be able to pull that off?
My worst thing, I struggle with the microphone placement all the time, because I am a full arm drummer, and I might look like I'm totally Captain Caveman smacking stuff up there. It's just how I started playing. Like I say, watching Tommy Aldridge and Tommy Lee. So, but guys like sound guys will come over and go, I thought you're going to kick the snot out of those drums, because I'm full arm. But when I get to the bottom, I'm definitely a wrist player from playing in like so many funk bands and stuff. So it's always that mic placement. And I want a headset, but I don't want to look like a knob, and it's, and I don't want everyone to hear me going after the double kick song.
Yeah. Well, I struggle with it. I have a bad habit of humming when I do fills and stuff. And it's really hard when you're on the mic to not do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find it really easy to sing and play everything that I want to do all the time. And I don't actually know why it's that easy, because it's not like something you practice or I did a lot of back in the day. But I think because I'm just so geared to the song more, not that I'm not geared to it drum wise. It's like I already know the drum parts. Like I do that, but the singing, it's new and exciting. And I want to sound good,
I had a conversation one time with a friend of mine. We were talking about Don Henley, who obviously is a great singer. And his comment was, he is one of the hardest drummers to copy. I mean, you can get the licks down, but to get his feel. And he said, I think it's because he's a lead singer drummer who sings a lot, but sings very high and has to pay attention to everything going around him vocally, that's what he turned into. Would you agree with something like that?
Probably, yeah, I would. Because he adapted to that. And it's, unless you know his world, it's weird, Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Because even in a small little way, I was talking to Pat today, Pat Stewart, like I mentioned earlier, is that he was saying, you play your hi-hat with your left hand all the time. And I think that became a function of, because the mic was always kind of in my way, and I hate crossing over.
Right.
Back in the old days, I had my X hat, but now I don't have my X hat. So what I did is I had a crash kind of far back that it hit here, and I just play my hi-hat over here all the time, because then I could just sing without hitting that thing, And I think that whole adapt to the surroundings,
Well, and I mean, the purists would say, "Oh, that's poor technique," but it's like, hey, man, like, whatever gets you to A to B that sounds good is not poor technique in my mind.
Absolutely. And if you're over here, it leaves that right hand free to spin a couple in the middle. You got to get back. Right?
Yeah. So look, brother, I want to be respectful of your time, so we're going to wrap it. why don't you tell the folks that are going to see this where they can find you, because they got to add you on Facebook because you always have some of the best posts.
Add me. You can find me. Where am I? At Chiko Misomali at Facebook. Instagram, where I'm at a lot more, is at Chiko Misomali, or maybe it's Chico Land. I can't remember. Yeah. Search CHIKO. I usually come up. And we'll be out on tour with Biff. New Biff album coming out this year. New Stars Unhinged album coming out this year. New Stars Unhinged single coming out February 25th. Oh, while you're, showing your corporate guys behind you.
Absolutely.
A shout out to my dudes at Los Cabos Drumsticks. It's just so amazing how good they've been to me this whole time. From, I met him in California and somebody, hi, this is Chiko, met in Cali. Listen, I'm thinking, what would you like? What size would you like? Here, let us send you these 40 pairs. Try everything that you like and then let us know. I love supporting Canadian drummers, bands, musicians, companies. And so they're, and that's one I really love to support, being, Canadian and East Coasters.
Well, I was playing in Fredericton in November and I was going to go and do a little tour of their factory, and they weren't allowed to have it open because of the whole protocol.
Yes.
But I'm supposed to go back there soon, and I'll make sure that I said that, hey, Chiko sent me.
Amazing people. Phil and Steph down there, they've taken care of me. And the funny thing is, when Pat was going to go out with Adams here recently, he's like, man, I got to get a bunch of sticks. And these dates just kind of popped up on him within a couple weeks. And I'm like, you know what? You should call, Phil over at Los Cabos. They've treated me really good. And he called me back 2 weeks later while he was on the road and goes, dude, they got me these sticks. They did the special double lacquer for me. They got them all out. And these sticks they just last so long and they feel so good. So I encourage any cats, Canadian or not, really check them out, because not like I'm trying to sell them or I get something special like an extra T-shirt or anything, but just it's companies like that and it's people like that you can't help but be positive, because they're positive, and so many people, especially in this day and age, people helping each other and not scrapping at people and just being good. It's what it was like back in the 80s when we were all playing.
Well, and you mentioned them, and you mentioned Sabian, and oddly enough, both in New Brunswick, Atlantic, Canada.
Absolutely. Oh,
amazing.
I gotta go do the tours all through there. And my pro reps in Montreal, so I need to go over there so he can take me out to dinner.
Dude, you got to get mobile here soon, right?
I know.
You got to get out to Halifax too. I would welcome that.
Excellent. We'll go have a couple beers.
Oh, we will do that indeed, sir. I want to thank you so much, Chiko, for this. Very nice to finally meet you. Let's stay in touch. I would send me when you post the single that's coming out. I would love to get that on our little corner of the world here. I think that'd be very cool.
Excellent. Sure will.
My friend, thanks a lot. You have a great night.
My brother, peace. Thanks for having me, bro.
All right.